Hey there, welcome back to Operation Sunrises. We are just about to strike the enemy aircraft carrier group for the third time. What I've managed to do so far is inflict some serious damage against these two Type 54As. They proved to be ineffective, or at least were overwhelmed. The enemy aircraft carrier, while damaged, is functional. And this Type 54, I think 7004, got hit, managed to neutralize the fire, and is operational again. I'm going to, this time around, hit this Type 54A. I'm going to slowly peel off more and more of these escorts. This is going to be done by Backdoor 5. Backdoor 5 first has to form up. Backdoor 1 is also coming in. Actually, let's have Backdoor 1 peel off this Type 54 here. And the other one is going to target Type 55 with 12 missiles. The Type 55 here is close to the carrier and to the other Type 55s, which so far have proven to be extremely capable platforms. They are still all getting jammed by the electronic warfare birds. This is going to make them less effective, but as we have seen, not ineffective. They're very, very capable ships. Lots of missile launchers, which definitely do a whole bunch of damage. So far, I have also sent out a strike against this visual semi-small thing. I'm not sure what it is.
Roger.
Who's detecting that?
4-4.
Tume and the search radar from the RI-5. You can see that, but you can't. Run that by me. We got Sakura 5 still patrolling the skies, and Sakura 1 is going to be striking that airfield. At least that's the plan. It's a flight of 3 F-4 EJ Kais armed to the gills with Mark 82 bombs. So these boys are definitely capable of laying waste to whatever it is down there. On an island this small, I kind of doubt it's an airfield. But, well, maybe the RA-5 can get a bit more indication about what we're actually looking at. Because I simply don't know. It's 20 miles in front. It's a bit hazy. Go to 20.
Roger. Go to altitude 2.
We'll get a slightly better view. Summit 2 is my electronic warfare bird, not able to detect much. Shogun, get over here.
Roger. Turn 2. Roger. RTB.
Okay. Backdoor 5, standing by. I don't like the way that the wing is formed up yet. I don't like the 3-mile range between them.
Roger. Turn.
In case you're wondering why are you flying this low, well, those Type 55s have some really spooky missiles. The HQ-9, 65-mile range that will shoot you down very quickly. And especially against the P3, which probably has the radar cross-section of a truck, I don't want to give them that much warning. They are getting jammed, yes. I just don't know if that's enough. Let's get this guy into position with their friends. Throw a missile out. And essentially turn around. Oh, hold on. It's 4 aircraft. It's 16 missiles. I've been miscounting. I've been miscounting. So what does that leave us with? I can send 8. Probably 16 here. Another 8 there. Okay. I'm going to attack these two first. So we're going to go 2 and 2. That's 8 missiles a pop. New ground, 7060. Ooh, it is an airbase. And it has some sort of friend. Which is detected by visual/radar. How about that? Sakura 13. It's time for you to shine. Throw a Maverick at that thing. So you got a whole airbase down there, huh? Doesn't look like much. Doesn't mean it's not a problem. Has to go. We have it perfectly located on radar. Good. And that might be the shooter. That could be a problem. We are jamming, but not exactly the right place. Okay, the radar on the airbase is getting jammed. They don't even have a radar. These things, not so much. Not yet. Vector 5. I'm thinking of just throwing 16 missiles at the carrier. Just the whole loadout.
Roger.
And that should see them at least get some panic in. If a couple more missiles go through, that'd be fantastic. We're a few miles out. We need to get to 65. 66.5. I do believe we've hit 7004 already. That means their capabilities are going to be less, and that's what I'm banking on. They're not going to be as good as they normally are. Oh, crap, your wing is still spread out. We have to take a nice little margin to also include the trailing aircraft.
Roger, RTB.
Only 1-1 turning back to base, that's fine. The only flights were the ones that dropped the harpoons in the wave in the first wing. 65. 65-1. Okay, game time. Here we go, once more live and in color. Harpoons, harpoons, harpoons. Salvo 2. Type 54 Alpha.
Track 70.
Platform's too low.
9. Salvo fire.
You're gonna go up to 300 feet? Oh boy. Well, that's gonna be fun.
Roger.
Clear attack.
Ceasefire. Track
Ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. Come up to altitude.
0.
Take your friends with you. Ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. Return to formation. Follow this aircraft in. I need you to climb.
Roger.
Damn it. I wasn't realizing they're too low. Launch altitude 200 feet. Yep. I should have known. Climb, boys. 123 feet. This always takes much longer than you'd hope.
New air. Contact detected.
Probably another helo. Alright. Once more.
Roger.
Turn.
Turn. 2. 6. 6.
Salvo 2. 7029.
Engaging track 7.
Execute.
0. 2.
P3s are a bit spread out, but okay. The other ones. Backdoor 5.
Roger. Turn.
New orders. Climb up to altitude 300.
Turn. 2. 7. 6. On
What
station.
the hell are you...
Whip it away.
Who is weapon away? What the hell? These guys are now weapon away? And you're not? This is turning into a bit of a weird affair.
Ceasefire. Track
Why is the AI not launching missiles here?
away.
1 away,
Hit track 7. 0.
2 away.
6. 0. Engage track
Spend 2 more here.
0. 0.
Let's get
4.
the
Salvo
other
fire.
P3 also to throw. I'm not sure what this guy's doing though.
Ceasefire. Track
Ceasefire.
7.
Throw 2.
Engaging track 7. 0.
Now you're gonna go to a low level ingress. Level attack. Yes, 1, 2. Good man. 1,
Engaging track 7. 0. Whip it away.
2. RTB, RTB, RTB. The rest of you, however... You're still performing a level attack? Yes.
Roger.
Backdoor 3, RTB. Everybody's going home. Excellent. The group down here, Backdoor 5, at altitude. Execute full strike. Target 7003, also known as Kuznetsov. 1 away, 2 away. If the whole wing could do that, that would be delightful.
Roger. RTB.
What is your problem? Oh, you're not at altitude yet? Oh, for crying out loud, mate.
Whip it away.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Roger. RTB.
This is going to be a layered strike. I don't like that. Come on!
Whip it away.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't make me babysit you again. I already have children of my own.
Roger. RTB.
Okay, Winchester.
Roger. RTB.
Piss off and go home. Alright, while that's happening, do we have anything else to worry about? Not really. Sakura 1-3. You eliminated the HQ-7. Job well done. Now we're going to eliminate that radar site. Or at least whatever that is. I'm glad this thing didn't activate, because that could have been nasty. Let's see where my other strike force is. Sakura 1. Gotta level that airbase. Sakura 1-3. Engage. 701. No, 7061. More hostile helos. Hostile helos won't have a place to park fairly soon. Oh damn, you're running out of fuel? Great. Why is this taking forever? You're... Oh, there we go. Okay, I want you to throw all bombs at the airbase. Because you're soon going to be out of fuel. I think we're going to find this to be a radar. Let's see what's on the other end of that missile. Lost track of it? That doesn't matter. Turn on your surface search. No, no, no. Are you going to hit that with the bombs? I don't think so. That. No line of sight, no radar sight. Turn on your surface search. I think we can still get whatever this is. The most important thing is the shooter is dead. So even if whatever this is a radar, if it doesn't have a platform attached to it that can actually shoot, it's not that big of a deal. And it's another HQ-7. Or was. Those things don't need a radar. No, they do need a radar. They're radio command missiles. They got no guidance. They need to be talked onto the target the entire time. Alright, fine. Fine. How's the carrier doing? Because I do need more aircraft. I thought many of them were getting surfaced. Oh, we got 7 of them available. How nice. Good, let's send those up. Anti-ship heavy. Make it a flight of 4. That's another 20 missiles. And we got a whole bunch of them returning to base. We got 1 rearming in a minute. Nice. Okay, good. Progress. Progress, progress. You dropped your bombs. Yeah. Nice puff of smoke. I don't think this is going to do a whole lot. Like a Maverick against an airbase. Meh. But hey, we got to use these missiles before we run out of fuel anyway. So, move to engagement position and kill it. This, I think, was that Rogov. That landing ship that for some reason was parked out here. Unfortunately, I don't really have anybody to engage that with. Nor is it a priority. Alright, let's skip ahead to when those missiles get there. Missiles are closing fast. We got a range of 6 miles, and at 540 knots, these guys won't have to wait long for the arrival of their package. Their radar might be operational, although it's turning real slow. I wonder what their burn through is. I'm thinking 5 miles or so. So right about now, they should see that there is a problem. Interestingly, this ship is firing its gun over starboard. So it's most likely trying to engage these missiles, not the ones that are coming for it. That's going to make things a little bit more painful for them. But I do understand their priorities. They are seemingly... Why is there a radar in the middle of your... Is that a kit-bashed model or what? They're trying to protect their most valuable asset, the aircraft carrier, which seemingly still knows how to fight. It is a little damaged. I know I hit it with 1, maybe 2 missiles, yet it doesn't seem particularly phased by that. The Type 55 is holding its ground as well, but just with the guns for now. This guy did get hit, but here come the VLS missiles. There's 1, there's 2. There's 3. I think this Type 54 is now... Yeah, they're using Seawish support. I doubt it'll be sufficient. throwing a lot of missiles up, desperately trying to shoot down these harpoons, and they're getting some effect. There are, however, probably too many missiles for these guys to effectively eliminate. But they're doing a very good job at it. A very good job. It's just the numbers that'll probably do them in. Ooh. Got one missile going through right for the bow. We'll probably knock out his RBUs. Hit. And once you start getting hit, it's downhill from there. So your VLS is going to be out, your Raiders are going to be out, and he's already toast. Okay, good job. Type 54. Out of commission. Type 55. Coming on strong. Sea Whiz. There's 1, 2 harpoons going pop-up. I can never get tired of these images. Just all this missiles going up. Everybody trying to defend themselves last ditch with Sea Whiz, chaff clouds. Just pretending, no, I'm not here. I'm not actually here. Yeah, you might try to convince me of that, but I know exactly where you are. And so do my missiles. This one, however, does not know where to go. And is looking for a chaff cloud. Very close on the carrier. They got damaged again. Kuznetsov is doing a phenomenal job defending itself. Ooh, another one. This is going for chaff. This is going for chaff. This is going for the carrier again. Please keep in mind that I'm still getting sort of these the easy version of sea power. Because once this game comes into its own, with an aircraft capable of making some slightly better decisions, with launching aircraft, for example, my aircraft might not even be able to get close until such a time as when I'm able to neutralize their fighters. So we're still seeing a sort of simpler version of this encounter. I think it'll only get more difficult from here. They do seem to have 1, maybe 2 fires aboard. They also got scorched on their hangar. That might be out. I wonder how much more the Kuznetsov will need, but there's probably more is the answer. Down here, the airbase has been hit insufficiently. You're not going to be able to get there? How's that possible? Are you an afterburner or something? You are. Idiot. Why are you trying to get to an airfield on afterburner? Sakura 2. It's almost like they were trying to catch up to their wingman, or to their flight leader, Sakura 1-1, and then just decided, well, afterburner is the fastest way to get there. Yeah. And also the fastest way to turn around and go back to the carrier, because you're running out of fuel. Numbnuts. Now, for no particular reason, I'm pushing up my ASW screen west. I don't know if there's anything else out there. I'm just not going to take any chances with it. In the meanwhile, I have another flight up. These guys are going to head all the way there. 10,000 feet should be sufficient. And can I launch more, or are we retrieving? We're currently retrieving. However, this is a modern aircraft carrier. Maybe we can still launch while we're retrieving. Because I got another 4 ready. So that's another 20 missiles coming your way. Oh, I gotta merge them. 2 different squadrons. No, that's fine. Send both. Maybe actually might be better just splitting them up, because I can have 2 of them going for 1 target, 2 of them going for another target, 10 harpoons each. Easy. Alright, we're gonna have to wait a while for all of these guys to get here. As for this airbase, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. And let's have the RA5 check out these other 2 islands. And we're also gonna have a look at the island here. So I still have plenty of work ahead of me. I just remembered something. I have Tomahawks. I got land attack missiles. Let's use those. For those missile enjoyers between you, we're going to send a salvo of 8 Tomahawks against this land base, this air base here. There's one. Actually, hold on. Let me do this properly. Here. This is better. Rotating camera. Which is great, because all you can see is smoke. There we are. I don't know how effective those missiles are going to be, because typically air bases have so many hit points that they can just, well, shrug off an attack with cruise missiles. You really need to hit them again and again and again. Only then will they finally succumb to their damage. Whereas, ideally, you just hit them with a cluster bomb or, well, a couple, and thereby crater the runway that much that they'll not really be able to do a whole lot of damage anymore. They won't be able to take off with planes, they won't be able to retrieve planes, but seeing as they didn't do any of that, I guess it's going to be cruise missiles and dumb bombs that should take out that airfield. Tomahawks almost at location. I, again, doubt if they're actually going to do the damage that I desire. We have, however, softened up the airbase a bit, to the point where the runway is on fire. Yeah, don't ask me how that works. Maybe a spill? Maybe something caught fire? Maybe a jet was leaking fuel? I don't know. Anyway, the Tomahawks are probably going to impact random sites on the runway. Just like that. Like, there's no aircraft there, there's no particular point of interest there. But these Tomahawks don't really care, they just, much like ships, randomly target something. Okay. See, that airbase definitely took some damage. They were definitely hurt.
Roger, RTB.
But they're not dead. And therein lies the problem with the airbase. I think they need a debuff, health-wise. Just make sure that we destroy some buildings, destroy the tower, make the airbase at that. Just, how should I say it? Make sure you can cripple an airbase a little easier. Because 8 cruise missiles, depending on where you target them, should be sufficient to do some substantial amount of damage. But I'm not seeing it. Anyway, we have another aircraft up, which is going to help out here, defeating that launcher. And in the meanwhile, we have a couple of Sakuras, as well as the Oni, almost ready to strike again. I am noticing that this Type 55, which was hit before, is lagging behind. The formation is moving at 12 knots, seemingly not caring about their wounded brethren. And that means that this ship is going to get more and more and more isolated. All I gotta do is wait. Just wait. Wait for the thing to get more and more alone. Because that carrier has a range of, I think, 8 miles or so? 6.5. That's 2. And 6.5. So, by the time that we're looking at a 6.5 mile range, the carrier cannot help anymore. Which is good, because I don't want the carrier to help them. I want the carrier to be worried about their own longevity. Which is going to get, ideally, heavily impacted by these 20 harpoons that I'm going to throw in their face. We are still looking at these two Type 55s. I don't really have a good solution for them at the moment, other than to just keep recycling my F4 EJs and making sure that more and more of those birds are ready to strike more and more targets. In, let's say, 20 minutes or so, 17 minutes, we should have a lot more of our E4s RTBing and refueled. Sakura 1 over here is also RTB returning to base. And she's going to be refueled probably in 20 minutes or so. So by that time we should be able to get the whole strike wing out again and just level and end the place. The next wave of the pain train is now arriving, and I'm expecting this to just end that aircraft carrier. We have 20 missiles going for one target, some of them very close together. I wonder if they'll take splash damage. We'll see how that goes. I don't think that's a thing, especially because the frag explosion from a missile seems to be tiny. Nevertheless, even if they manage to intercept, like, I don't know, half, maybe even 3/4, we should be able to get 5 harpoons on target, and with that, and the already existing damage of this ship, end it. There we go, there's the response. I got missiles out to 5 miles. The Type 55 over here is 5 miles out. It is currently trying to aid, once again, its protectee. Either it doesn't know that there's incoming missiles, or it's not reacting to them just yet. The enemy aircraft carrier probably will do a fantastic job neutralizing at least a quarter of these missiles. There goes one. The SAN-9. I don't know how many they fired. I also don't know how many they carry. They seem to be coming right through the deck. That's impressive. Where are you hiding those launchers? There's another. Just straight up. There. That's as VLS as you can go. Now, is it enough? I kind of doubt it, because we're 1 mile out. And they are... Oh, never mind. They need to neutralize a few. This harpoon seems to be eager. There's the Type 55 trying to pitch in, throwing 4 missiles into the air at once. 5. Is it enough? It's going to be close. At least we're not going for the chaff. Oh, they got it! They managed to get it. Are we going to get 1 hit at least? No. No! They got everything. Interesting. Okay, we got about 6 to 7 more missiles. With another wave coming in after that. This Type 55 is now going to try and defend itself. But I think that she'll be unable to do just that. However, the fact that these missiles are going for chaff doesn't fill me with a lot of happy feelings. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 streaks coming in. 6. It's no surprise, because if these radars are as good as they claim, they got like 64 channels, I think. So it's very easy for this computer system aboard to be tracking and engaging all of these different tracks. At present, however, either they just ran out of missiles, or they stopped trying, because this is going to be the end of them. That's 5 harpoons. I don't think they're coming back from that bit. Nope, they're gone. We did get at least 1 hit on Kuznetsov. Track 7003. Was intercepted. Was intercepted by Seawiz. These things just won't quit. That's the HQ-9, originating from the Type 55. Good lord. So we managed to score a kill on the Type 55. We managed to once again put the Kuznetsov on fire. And we're just not getting anywhere. I guess this is one of those snowball missions, where you just slowly peel away all the escorts, because an immediate strike against the primary target does not seem to work. Sad. But it does go to show just how efficient that capability of those units is. As for Tsume 2 over here, that's my seed aircraft. I have 2 Shrikes. I know that there is an active EM mission. I just don't know where it is exactly. I'd love to fire a Shrike at it, but I have noticed a Shrike that doesn't exactly know where it's going doesn't want to land. I do know what this is. Track 7088 is one that we've seen quite a few times. It's a Rogov, it's a landing ship. I can throw a Shrike at it if I so desire. It's just going to be a bit of a waste. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bother with that. No, we're going to have to once again use the aircraft carrier, launch more birds, and strike again. Here we go. Once again. I now have lots of F4s around. I have 4 of them here, 4 of them there, 4 of them there, and I have another flight, let's say a spare flight of another 4 there. I'm going to throw 60 harpoons at them. If that doesn't work, we're going to go home, refuel, resupply, do it again. It gets a little boring after a while, and unfortunately there are not a whole lot of alternatives. You just serve as a missile truck, trucking these missiles back and forth. That's what these F4s are all doing right now. They're going back to the carrier, Shikaku, throwing missiles onto the wings, and then, once we're ready, launching, flying all the way over, and off we go. And it just repeats from there. Oh boy, did I not put these guys at the right altitude? You're supposedly good to go. Okay, we're seeing weapons away. You are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, everybody's throwing. Excellent. We got Tsume 1 jamming from the south. We got this EA6B jamming from the east, providing cover for the missiles here. And I do have a couple of new EA6s coming in because the other ones are getting exhausted. This one's going home, bingo fuel. So this one's not really jamming much. This one can hang around a little longer. Should be long enough for the missiles to come in. And we're going to have to just replace a couple of these ES6Bs because they've been out here for many hours at this point. And by now, I bet they're running out of fuel. These guys have worked hard for me and definitely made these missile strikes more effective. That could have fooled me. Speaking of missile strikes, I was able to hit this airbase with 16 more, or at least I launched 16 more Tomahawks at it. Not all of them were able to connect. And yet, now that we've fired 32 Tomahawk missiles at this airbase, it lives. It still lives. I have Tora 3 over here, that's my ASW bird, mostly just checking out the place and making sure that it's actually still alive, which it is. At this point, I'm getting rather tempted just to spawn in a B-52 and completely obliterate everything, because I'm going to have to wait once again for all of these birds to cycle. Notably, of course, the F4s, the S3s don't really do much. Taurus 2 and 4 there. The other airbase doesn't really give me a whole lot of options either. Yes, I can send out 24 F4s, F4s. It's just farther away. For them it's 200 miles. I think the carrier's slightly better positioned. Might not be by much. Yeah, 140 miles.
On station.
So, yeah, since the carrier's busy, why not? Let's send the F4s up. These are F4Es. And given what I know about that airbase, I'm thinking a strike precision might be a better option. Just throw paveways at it. The thing is, these things carry 2 paveways. That's it. For a strike loadout, they carry 12 Mark 82s and throw those down in a carpet bombing route. That doesn't necessarily get you a whole lot of damage. Mavericks, I doubt it. So, you know, let's just send out, oh, I don't know, 12 aircraft. I've kind of had it with this airbase. And especially, the mission... No, let me start over. The mission itself, I think, is great.
Roger, RTB.
It is fun playing around with the more modern tech, seeing the more modern tech on the enemy team as well, and just having to dance around all of those high-end weapon systems of theirs. Where it gets tedious is the fact that the enemy units don't do anything. They're just there. They exist. The Kuznetsov keeps launching helicopters. I just ignore them because they're ASW units. They don't do anything to me, nor can they. They can drop sonobuoys, they can drop torpedoes, that's it. So, as they're not a threat to my helicopters, well, to my aircraft at all, I don't even need to bother with paying them any attention. They're just there. And the mission, I imagine, is sink these, and the helicopters will drop out of the skies or piss off back to China. So, under the current conditions, and that is the current conditions of the game, I think the later stage of the mission is a bit tedious. It would be interesting, to be sure, if they had some sort of platform spotting my fleet. Because take note how the enemy has not once, fought me. Yes, they fought my aircraft when I flew over their airspace. Yes, they tried to shoot down my missiles successfully, although not fully. And in that sense, they have fought back. But those Type 55s, with their very expensive missiles, and their very capable missiles at that, those YJ-18s, I haven't seen a single one launch. And I'm assuming the ship can do it. I'm assuming the platform can do it. I'm just assuming as well that it doesn't. Because it doesn't know where I'm at. What the hell? Oh, that's the Silkworm site I destroyed, yes. I destroyed the radar site, the anti-ship missile here, another anti-ship missile there. I think the anti-air unit is still around. Might be up there. But without a radar, it's really not that dangerous. There was also a Rogov here. It is now functioning as a new reef. And I'm sure it'll make an excellent diving site for people who are interested in checking out a T-72 underwater. Now, let's see what these missiles are going to do. We've had these ships deal with missiles before, but this is a new number for them. And, supposedly, and I feel like I keep saying this every time, supposedly Kuznetsov has been badly damaged. And yet, the bastard still stands.
New air. Contact detected.
It just won't budge. But these might. These Type 55s, presently undamaged, but they've been throwing out lots of missiles. I'm not sure if they got much left. I think they're both engaging the group here. That's good. That means you're ignoring the missiles there. This is kind of when I'm expecting these things to start acting up again. All of those VLS. At some point they will run out of defensive missiles. It's that simple. They will run out. I will never run out because I have an aircraft carrier. And it's pretty much, you can't touch this. Wait, there we go. There's the VLS again. It's pretty much, you can respawn those fighters. You can just make sure that they recycle, get their ordnance in order, and go out from their flight. This aircraft carrier and these two Type 55s cannot do that. So, in that sense, it's going to be a decisive victory one way or another. Well, not a decisive victory. Well, yeah, okay, it's going to be a decisive victory. But what I was meaning to say, it's already been decided. There's just no way around these guys dying. It's just a question of when. Look at these things be efficient. I think my missiles might actually suffer from multi-kill. Because they're very close together. Yep, I think that took out 2 of them. So I need to start spreading these things out a bit more and make sure that they get a better chance of launching themselves and, well, spreading themselves out. Because if you do a salvo, they're going to try and launch as quickly as possible. If I just do an attack 1, that might make a difference. I think this Type 55 is going to take 3 to 4 missiles. Maybe 5. Oh, never mind. That ought to do him in. Yeah, he's not coming back from that. The other Type 55 also heftily defending itself and the carrier. But it seems to be mostly obsessed about the carrier, not itself. And that will spell its doom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Secondary explosion? Not sure. Carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? It's still firing? You're damage control, dude. I'll take some of whatever you're having. That is impressive. I don't think this Type 55 is going to survive. Let's send in the reserves. That's another 20 missiles. Let's send them in. Eliminate this thing once and for all. Get in there. Take care of business. Funny how that animation starts up every time. So they got fire in probably 3 sections, ranging from stern to, I think, the full bow. Is it enough? The ship this size? I'm assuming no. I'm assuming no, it is not enough. So what I'm going to do is throw 16 missiles at this guy, another 4 at the Type 55 for good measure, and hopefully finish that thing off. I might not need to. Unless this thing is applying to be a submarine soon. You're not coming out of that one. Yeah, you're not coming out of that one. Confirmed killed. Alright then. Last ship standing. In the meanwhile, I want to have a look at that flight that's coming up here. All the Fujins. I hope they can actually make it over to the airbase at all. Just go to 37. We got Fujins 5, 9, and 1. These two, much like everything else, is just a dump truck for bombs. And I don't like how, well, supposedly it's 1990, but with the tech that we're having, I suppose it's later. Even with this late tier, we're still essentially resorting to Vietnam-style solutions. Okay, I'm going to do this slightly different. I'm going to say Salvo 1.
Engage track 700.
And we're going to what? Drop like 5 feet? 20 feet. Fine. Drop 20 feet. Any day of the week now.
On station.
Good lord. People, can you actually... Can you actually get a missile in?
Ceasefire, track.
Here's the problem when you cease fire. One aircraft ceases fire, the rest actually start to shoot. One away. So, they've all launched one missile. Excellent. Although... No, they're starting to launch more missiles. Whatever.
Whip it away. Whip it away.
So you cannot do it from 30,000 feet, but when you're in a vertical dive,
Whip it away.
it's not a problem.
Roger,
Right. Okay, take your whole wing, go home. Let's see if that'll do it. Is it dead yet? Please? Is it? No way. How do you still have A, missiles, B, the capability to launch them, and C, the radar to support them? What the hell? I have hit this thing so many times. How did they build this? And what sort of damage control parties did they have aboard? If this doesn't work, I'm calling it. I've sent 20 harpoons after this one target. It's already doing a fairly good job at intercepting them. After having been crippled.
Is classified. Hostile. Helo.
I think that whoever put this thing into the game might have slightly overtuned it. I'm not sure if this works with hit points per se, but it's ridiculous. My ships generally take one missile and go, ugh, dead. They start flooding, they start being on fire, my damage control parties cannot keep up. Alright. Have at it, boys. It's definitely not doing as good of a job. There we are. I expect it to break in two like Titanic. Can we have that happen, please? Good lord. I'd love to have a tally of how many missiles that thing took. Just tell me what it took to kill this. But unfortunately, the damage control panel... Or sorry, no, the after action report doesn't give me quite that amount of information. Alright, so all we gotta do now is carpet bomb one airbase. Excellent. Here goes. We have 12 planes, all dropping 12 bombs. That is 144 dumb bombs, Mark 82, striking that airbase. If that doesn't kill it, in tandem with 32 Tomahawks, of which, I don't know, 70% hit, I don't know what else to do to kill a supposedly fairly small airport. It's getting a little ridiculous here. Anyway, gotta complete the mission. I don't know what guys, or what range these guys are gonna drop, but I think it's not gonna be very far. I did draw a vertical line here, a 180 line, because that's the orientation of the airbase. If you do not follow the orientation of the airbase, you'll find that they just drop alongside it, and it's fairly likely they'll just drop most of it outside the perimeter of the base, which would be a massive waste. Because the guys just got here, and I don't want to waste their time, nor mine. Coming down to 36,950. Now they're flying lower. Sometimes it makes no sense. 9 miles out. 8.5. 7.5. Oh, come on, boys. There we go. There we go. Bombs away. Cool. Thanks for coming over. I shall see you back at the barn. These guys are RTB. Are you guys RTB? No. Because wait, there's more. Altitude set. Bombs away says who? Says you. Excellent. It feels so, I don't know, 1960s to be doing this with F4s. Don't we have better weapons, better solutions, better opportunities to eliminate this thing? But I guess the answer, at least presently in the game, is no.
Roger, RTB. Roger, RTB.
I want to see how badly we can mess up this airport.
New air. Contact detected.
Wow, the zoom is a bit weird on this one.
Multiple air. Contacts detected.
Should be arriving soon.
Hit track. 7-1-1-7.
There we go. There's the streaks of the planes leaving. Oh, that does look good. Note how the airbase is still considered alive. Oh, we got a smoke plume coming up from there. That's the first wing. The first drop.
New air. Contact detected.
But wait, there's more. And if this doesn't do it, I'm just gonna delete the thing and see if that completes the mission.
Multiple air. Contacts detected.
They really need to tune this down.
Hit track. 7-1.
Here we go, another carpet run. You're still not considered dead. What the hell? What do I need to do?
Multiple air. Contacts detected.
Come on. Come on. Time for the dev menu. Let's go and select this airbase. This is airbase 3, I suppose.
Multiple air.
What? You got another airbase? No. Look, I'm not doing that. Good lord. They had another airbase. Ha! Right. Had another airbase. Oops. Do they have more? That one. How are you not dead? You got the same flight deck. You got 26 birds.
Air. Contacts
I mean,
detected.
come on. And the... What? We still didn't complete it? What else do you need me to do? You need me to destroy an HQ-7 launcher, a Han, and another HQ-7,
Multiple air.
and
Contacts
another.
detected.
Where are they even? You're over there. I took care of you. Same for you. That's next to the airbase. Right. Oopsie. This might be a slightly unfun way to go about it, but this mission has gone on for hours at this point. I spent
Air.
lots and lots and lots of time recording this, and I'm done with this recording. This is getting out of hand. Okay. What else do you need me to blow up? Triggers. Another HQ-7B. Okay. Show me. Oh, you ain't dead, huh?
New air.
Let me rectify that for you. Alright. You. Good lord, it just won't stop. Where's the Han? Where's that? There's another? Oh, good lord. Okay, fine. Who's the last guy? Also, I want to check out the Kuznetsov. Select it. What the fuck? You got 172 SA-9 gauntlets? That is ridiculous. And that's in your dead state? You got 370,000 rounds of ammunition? Okay. You guys still had a couple of HQ-9s left. 24. You had 48? You had another 28. You're type 54. 30. I think those things might be slightly overtuned. Considering the amount of missiles we saw coming off of these, this is getting a bit weird. Alright, so there's supposedly one more submarine around. Has to be this guy then. Hello.
Air. Contact detected.
Shame if something happens to you. What is with this mission? Oh, I think I completely crashed it now. That's the briefing. Oh, there's still one HQ-7B launcher. You have got to be kidding. Nope, you are not. Yeah, right.
New air.
Look, if you're going to be parking your missile launchers 790 feet below sea level, that's not where I'm likely to find them. Wow. The enemy fleet and air defense network have been annihilated, securing both sea and air superiority. However, enemy ground forces are still remaining in the area. Right. As a follow-up operation, a ground mission... prepare for the next battle. Okay. I destroyed many things. Many things. Most notably Kuznetsov. This is ridiculous. This is the already half-spent Kuznetsov? So what you got? Jesus Christ. 288 SA-9 gauntlets. 144 Grissons. That is ridiculous. I get this is a 1991 refit. Or something to that effect. But come on. Come on. 288 gauntlets. I doubt it. Anyway, that does conclude our time together, at least in this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this this three-parter against this nigh unsinkable beast. We finally managed to do it in, but that took a few more missiles than I was expecting. Thank you guys for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more videos.